Recently, Nintendo dropped a Kirby and the Forgotten Land demo out of nowhere. This came as a pleasant surprise and provided a lot of answers about what the game will look and play like, but it also raised some questions too. For instance, just how fast can we beat this thing? For this speedrun, I'm going to be doing the New Game Plus category, which means the evolved abilities will be unlocked from the very start. Time starts when we choose Wild Mode on level 1, and right off the bat we're going to have a couple of cutscenes that we can mash plus to skip. There are a lot of movement options in this game even without an ability, but our fastest is going to be slide hopping. If you press the guard button and then jump, you'll slide, which is much faster than running, and then we want to do a small hop at the end of our slide to cancel the end lag. We want to jump before we start slowing down, but we also want to wait as long as we can to get the maximum amount of speed out of each slide. Kirby also has a dodge, which can be activated by holding the shield button and then tapping a direction, which is almost as fast as slide hopping. Here we're going to have a long stretch of just slide hopping, which is actually quite difficult to do optimally. Like I already mentioned, you want to jump at a specific time to get the most out of each slide, and you also want to do the shortest jump possible so that you can hit the ground and start sliding as soon as you can. If you press jump in the first couple of frames you hit the ground, even if you're holding the shield button, the game will give you a jump instead of a slide. Something interesting about this game is that there's a cap on how high and how long you can float, so I have to go up onto each platform in order to gain enough height to float up to the next one. One thing to note as we come upon more enemies is that the dash is incredibly eager to home in on them. If you point your control stick anywhere near the general vicinity of an enemy, you'll just slide into them and bounce off, which is a complete waste of time. Because of that, I have to be very careful with my movement and might have to take some awkward angles in some situations. And now it's time to play as Kirby. Controls are very simple. Move with the control stick, press B to go fast, and press A to jump. Of course, since we're speedrunning, we're going to be holding B the whole time, and I'm going to try to take the tightest corners I can. And this next part is just about trying to take the straightest lines possible without hitting any enemies or running into any walls. I'm going to try to go as parallel to this bridge as I can, and that's a pretty good line, which is going to take us into our next area. The game tries to make you hold Y to spit out things, but you can just press minus instead, which is much faster. We're approaching the end of the first level, which is going to have an arena. So these fox things trapped a little flying squirrel or something, and we don't like that, so we're going to beat them up. I try to destroy each fox right as it spawns in, so the next wave can spawn faster. Using a combination of inhaling and spitting projectiles, we can take out each fox basically right as it appears. Then I'm going to dodge to get to the cage, since a slide wouldn't give me quite enough distance, and that'll be the end of the first level. You just have to skip this dialogue, and then do another dodge to get close to the warp star and jump onto it. Second level is going to have a mini boss as well as introduce us to a new mouthful mode. I do my slide hops as usual and then jump up onto this tree, which counts as ground, so it can give me more height in order to float up all the way to the top ledge here. I jump around this angry bull to grab the warp star and go to the next section. Normally when you fall from this high, Kirby will bounce off the ground, but if I hold the shield button I can prevent that, and then I can just keep sliding as normal. This is another section that's pretty tricky not to slide into any enemies, and then I have to use very specific spacing in order to be able to jump off these ledges. It's also okay to use some dodges to deal with all the ledges here. I'm going to take out these two small enemies first, and then Wild Edge will spawn. I want to hit him with one of the stars that he creates, and then save the other one until he pulls out his shield. If you hit Wild Edge while his shield is out, it'll break and he'll be stunned for a bit and take massive damage. Since I can't slide up these stairs, I do a quick dodge and then jump onto the warp star. That brings us to the final section in this level, which includes this large tower that you have to climb, as well as a little bit of a boss at the end. I'm going to slide in specific locations to try to climb this tower as quickly as possible, and then inhale this cone as far to the right as I can, since you move a bit slower while in mouthful mode. Normally you're supposed to go around this turtle and avoid its bite by jumping in all the small holes, but we don't have time for that. I'm going to quickly run in front of this rock to avoid the knockback that you usually get when he bites you, and then I just have to run and jump over this little gap here. I didn't quite make it and got stuck on the edge there, but that's still fine since I need to wait for the turtle to bite this pipe anyway. To finish off the speedrun, we're going to have a boss fight against Gorimondo. We're going to have 3 abilities to choose from here, and take Sword since it does by far the most damage. So we're going to see Gorimondo through the window and say hi to him because we're nice and friendly, but apparently he doesn't like that, so he's going to attack us. Now what I want him to do here is swipe at me, which will give me enough time to get his health low enough so that he goes into phase 2. Unfortunately, I got a little too close too soon, so he started stomping, which I have a backup for, but I'm still going to take damage and lose a second. Luckily, I didn't lose my ability, so I can still take him out before he starts his spin attack. And that's going to be time right there, a 6:25. You can officially beat the Kirby and the Forgotten Land demo in less than 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to test out another version of Turtle Skip, which is even faster, so I might have another run up soon. If not, I'll at least do an unevolved run, where you have to go through the game normally with the weaker version of the abilities. Now, because this is a demo, there's no official leaderboard, but we have been keeping track of runs in the Kirby Speedrun Discord, and this is currently the fastest time that there is. I hope you enjoyed this run, and thanks for watching.